Hey everyone, I've had a bunch of cool eBay lots come in recently. There's a bunch of different castle minifigures and sets, so I just figured I would do a bit of an unboxing video here. I'm going to save this big one for last and go ahead and get into some of these smaller ones. Alright, so first up we've got these two, which are actually BrickLink orders that I've already opened up, but I have not gone through these and checked them out. So this one, I got a bunch of flat silver, or actually these are pearlite gray spears, which I'm going to be using for my fantasy era castle figures. And then the seller also had a few of the old classic dark gray ninjas that I picked up. These are not like super valuable figures, but I think all the old ninja suits are really cool. So I pick up some of those whenever I get the chance. And then here is a pretty large BrickLink order that I actually got a couple months back, and I have not opened it up yet. So this was just a whole bunch of figures, mostly castle, but there are a few other themes mixed in here. Like I do have these two Exo Force iron drones. Here we have a few different fantasy era skeletons, and then a blacksmith that I believe is from Kingdoms. Next up in this bag, got a red forestman, got a few of the scorpion knights from Knights Kingdom, a couple of fright knights, a dragon knight, and a couple other of the Knights Kingdom figures. And this one is actually pretty rare. This is one of the dark forestmen. I purchased a copy of the Hemlock Stronghold, and it had the other Dark Forceman figure in the set, but it did not have this one. So this was actually the whole reason that I had originally placed that order. Needed to get that guy. Here it looks like we have a whole bunch of classic knights, a bunch of lion knights, black falcons, some scale mail torsos. We got the Crusader Axe knight. Always nice to get more of those guys. I've really liked collecting the old classic stuff lately. This bag has a couple of fantasy era knights here, but it looks like other than that, it is mostly kingdoms. So we got a bunch of kingdoms in here. There's all those guys. This bag I am not going to open up quite yet. I'll go through these later when I'm sorting it into my collection. But this bag has a bunch of various weapons and shields that I picked up from this guy. And that is going to do it for that order. Let me get this cleaned up and I'll open up a couple more. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and get into the eBay orders. So these are all just a few small lots. I'm not entirely sure. I want to show my address. I'm not entirely sure what are in each of these, but I know I got a few cool small little lots recently in the last couple of weeks. So let me get this open up. Kind of a weird packaging. Okay, so yeah, this is a lot that I had picked up. Got a nice price on it, considering that it has the two bardings. Although this one does have a broken clip, which I did not notice, so that's unfortunate. But there's also a whole bunch of figures in here, mostly from the 2013 castle theme, and then Kingdoms. So I've got several Kingdoms Knights, several of the 2013 Dragon Knights and 2013 Crown Knights. This guy is a CMF, so decent bit of castle figures there. Even with the damage to the barding, it was still a pretty good price for the lot. I can't remember exactly how much I paid, but pretty good lot. And the barding for this guy does look like it is in pretty good shape. So that's nice. All right, so here is the next one. This is another little minifigure lot that I got. I think in this one, even in the pictures, I could notice that some of these figures were pretty worn down. But I think there was a specific figure in here that I was looking for. I think that dark forest head might have been one. Oh, no. This is the piece that had really caught my eye. It's the green bandana to the old forest woman figure, which this piece alone, I think, paid for the whole lot of figure parts. I do notice that a lot of these are kind of beat up, but there are a few of the torsos that look like they're in all right condition. So a bunch of cool pieces to add into the collection, and I can put this into my BrickLink store and pay for most of this lot, which is always nice when it works out like that. I like to find the lots where if I sell off a couple pieces on BrickLink, I'm able to kind of offset most, if not all, of the cost of the lot. That always works out nicely. Here we have yet another small figure lot. Let's see. This one is pretty small. I think it was only like 20 bucks, and I mostly picked it up because I was looking for this guy, which is the Fright Night CMF figure. He's missing an arm, but he has all the more expensive parts of the figure, although I don't think he has a shield. But the body is complete, and he also has his breastplate and helmet, which are all pretty expensive figures. So I'm pretty sure he alone pays for this lot, although I am going to keep him. I'm not going to sell this guy. There's some other cool pieces. We got 2013 Castle Knights. I got a shield. This red horse helmet from 2013 Castle sells for like $5 on its own, so it's a nice piece to get. Then one more of these smaller boxes. Yeah, I remember this now. So this is not a random lot. This one was a, it is minifigures, but it is a set. It is the Fright Force figure pack from the Fright Nights era of classic Castle. I believe that this one was missing like one piece, is what the seller had said. But all the figures were there, and I think I sent an offer on the listing and got it for a pretty good price, especially considering that it's still the box. The box is it's a little beat up, but you know, for the age, it is in pretty nice shape. So that is cool. I'm going to keep this all together. Going to clean these off, and then I will get to the last few orders. Alright, so before I get into the final box, which has a bunch of cool stuff in it, I believe that these three are all sets that I had picked up. So I think I know what are in each of these boxes. So all three of these are classic Castle sets. A couple of them are actually duplicates, but for the price, it was a pretty good deal. So this one is a boxed copy of the Sea Serpent, which is one of my favorite classic Castle sets. I really like this set, and I got it with the box for a pretty good price. So I might even like keep the set and sell the box. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do that, but that is a really cool one to get another copy of. Here is another one that was actually from the same seller. He posted a few different classic Castle sets, and I shot him some offers, and he accepted a couple of those. So I got another boxed classic Castle. This one is, let's see, he did package it well. Get this tape off. So this is the Black Falcon's Castle. Or actually, I'm not sure with the specific name of it. It is with the Black Falcons, but I think it has a different name, like the Knight's Castle or something like that. But this is it's a really cool set. And again, I do already have a copy of it, but I did not have a boxed copy. So It was a good deal and complete set, so I couldn't pass on it. This one is another classic castle set. This one I did not have already. It is not in the box, but it was supposed to be complete. I've been working to collect all the different classic castle sets, and I'm getting there. There's a few that I'm missing, but I've made pretty good headway. I do not even know how this is packed. Let me see. All right, kind of a weird packing job. I got sent it in a couple plastic bins, but I guess it, kept all the pieces safe, I would hope. So this is a copy of the Night Lord's Castle from Fright Nights. But I got a couple different Fright Night sets today. I think I have all but one or two of the Fright Night sets at this point. Very, very cool era of the classic castle sets, so I'm excited to build that one. Okay, so last but not least, we have this box here, which is huge. This was a pretty sizable lot that I got off of eBay, but this one was probably the one that I'm the most excited for. I was really looking forward to this coming in. There were several like partial sets, as well as a ton of figures from like Fantasy Era, Kingdoms, some CMF figures, a whole bunch of good stuff in here. Looks like he has it broken down into multiple smaller boxes inside here. Let me sort that out. Okay, so we have a few different instruction booklets here, so you can kind of get an idea of what to expect. There was this set from Knight's Kingdom. There was a copy of this set. It did not have the dragon, but I believe it had all of the figures, or at least most of them. And it also had that barding. It's only the first instruction booklet, but I guess he didn't have that second. And we also have a little kingdom set here. The King's Castle Siege from Fantasy Era, that one I had as a kid, so I really like that set. The castle itself looked like it was mostly complete in the pictures, so I might try to sell that one on eBay. This looks like a piece of that set, actually. Okay. Here we have some figures, some kingdom stuff. More chunks for that castle. And a few more bags of figures. So, I'll have to go through this and kind of see how complete the castle is, but from the pictures it looks like most of it was there, just kind of broken down into chunks. Again, that's something I probably would just try to sell. I already have a copy of the castle, but I would keep the figures from it. This bag has a few different figure parts. That's actually a nice head from Dragon Knights. Here we have a bunch more figures, and this is a piece that I was really excited to get from this lot. It is the barding that was used in the Royal Knight's Castle, which I got an incomplete copy of that set recently, and I still needed the barding, so that was nice to get. Here we also have a horse with the barding and the helmet from the 2013 Castle Dragon Knights. That is very nice. The barding alone on this guy is pretty expensive, but having the helmet as well is really good. So here we have some figures. Looks like we got Knight's Kingdom, classic castle figures. We got Kingdoms. That guy is Royal Knight. A few different skeleton figures, more Knight's Kingdom. some various accessories. Black horse saddle there. And here we've got another bag. So here we have a black classic dragon. Always cool to get another one of those. Here is the Vampire Knight CMF. So that one was a cool one to see in this lot because I do not have this figure yet. So between the different lots that I've opened tonight, I got the Fright Knight and the Vampire Knight from the CMF line, which are both kind of throwbacks to that original Fright Knight line. Here we have some more classic castle. Got Fright Knight figures. We got just kind of generic. We got Lion Knights. A couple more Kingdoms characters. And some various accessories. And this queen, I believe, is also from the CMFs. This bag looks like a bit of a mess. I'll dump it out. Okay. Looks like we've got a catapult from that Kingdom set. I believe this was from the Kingdom's jousting set, I want to say. I could be wrong on that. Here is another catapult that is not complete. I guess this goes with that. Got one of the Kingdom's Dragon Knights with that breastplate. We got several more Dragon Knights here. A couple Fantasy Era characters. Lion Knight from Kingdoms, or the Jester from Kingdoms. So I am pretty sure that they had the Joust set from the Kingdoms line. I'm pretty sure this shield is also from that set. Unfortunately, I don't think that the Black Falcon figure or his horse and barding were included in the lot. But regardless, a bunch of cool stuff here. Another CMF. More Kingdoms, more Fantasy Era. Let me go ahead and clean off the table before I bust open these last two. Alright, got the table cleared off, and it's time to crack into these two. I'm going to have quite a bit to sort through from all these different lots. This one is the Troll Assault Wagon, I believe. Comes with one of those big Fantasy Era trolls, which is a really cool figure. And I believe it's a complete set, at least as far as I can see. This looks like, gosh. I see a lot of pieces that make me think Fantasy Era, but I also see pieces that are from Knight's Kingdom, so I am not sure. I don't know if he mixed some of the sets together or something. This is definitely more parts to the Fantasy Era Castle set. And this one is also one side of the castle for the Fantasy Era set. This I'm not sure. I'm going to have to go through that and see. And last but not least, let's see what's in this one. I want to say this probably has some Fantasy Era figures in it. There was the horse barding from the King's Castle Siege set. Alright, so this is the front gate of King's Castle Siege. It's right here. More pieces for the King's Castle. So there's several bags just dedicated to that set. This is a broken down copy. Looks like there's a figure in here. This is a broken down tower. I believe this was one of the Fantasy Era sets that had come with some trolls, but there's actually two of that tower. I'm not sure how complete those are. another figure stuff in there. So not entirely sure what I'll do with these two, but cool pieces regardless. Here we have, I believe this is the tower from that Kingdom set that there was in this lot. And yet another knight trap in there. And here we have the final bag of the lot. This is all the figures from the King's Castle Siege, I believe. So first up, always nice to get another one of these Fantasy Era Bardings. I have quite a few of those at this point. I'm actually gonna be trying to assemble my full Fantasy Era army sometime soon. So nice to have another one of those in the collection. Got another king, which I don't really need, so I'll probably put him on BrickLink. But all the army builder figures I'm definitely keeping. We got several more knights and archers, more skeletons, more everything. That is going to do it for this video. Thank you for watching. If it does well, you know, I might post some other haul videos. I've really been into collecting some of the older castle stuff as of late, and you know, I've come across some pretty cool lots. So anyways, that's gonna do it.